On Sunday, Brazilians go to the polls in the first round of presidential elections. These are being billed as the most important since the country returned to democracy in 1989. The frontrunner is the former president Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, and the current incumbent, Jair Bolsonaro, is trailing him by quite some margin. Our South America correspondent Katie Watson reports from Rio.
Jet skis and Jair. In beach-loving Brazil, this water parade has become a political statement unlike any other.
Jet ski, Bolsonaro ama jet ski.
Bolsonaro loves it. It's crazy, Robson tells me. This week's wet weather hasn't dampened his enthusiasm for either the president or the jet ski.
O país está evoluindo.
Brazil is really evolving. It's even better than the US, which is a first world country. Bolsonaro is in favor of the family, security, he's anti-corruption, and he supports health.
Jet ski.
Jet ski.
He's convinced his candidate will win re-election, despite the polls saying otherwise. But Rio de Janeiro is a city of extremes, of deep inequality and political division. Nowhere more so than the country's biggest favela, where hundreds of thousands of people are crammed in, overlooking the city's riches. Here, there's one clear winner. Billed as a crooked politician by his enemies, Lula's remembered by Jacira and her family as the man who made things better for the poor when he came to power 20 years ago. Jacira shows me what little food she has in the house. She lives here with her son and 4 other family members. With no plumbing, she has to wash her plates with rainwater in the bathroom.
I'm not going to say that Bolsonaro hasn't helped, but in the pandemic, he didn't have a decent response for the people who lost family. So between him and Lula, I prefer Lula. He doesn't want war, and we just want to live a quiet life with a decent job that allows us to eat every day.
The campaign's been personal. Lula's used Bolsonaro's love of guns to offer up a more peaceful future for this violent country. Meanwhile, Bolsonaro's a man accused of attacking democracy. He's long cast doubt on Brazil's voting system, and this week his party claimed, with no evidence, that Sunday's ballot could be fixed by government workers.
These elections have been billed as the most important since Brazil returned to democracy in 1989. More than 30 years on, the very essence of democracy is still being debated. It just shows how deeply polarised this country is.
For many here, they've given up on politics altogether.
We are going through really difficult times. We don't have money or jobs, and politicians say so much, but they do very little. We are disillusioned.
I'm voting for Lula because out of the 2 worst candidates, I think the best will be Lula.
Whoever wins will lead Brazil down very different paths, but either road will be bumpy as hunger, poverty and insecurity continue to rise. Katie Watson, BBC News in Rio de Janeiro.